Shalom, friends, brothers and sisters. Rabbi Shapira here. From time to time, even when I'm on the road and I receive a word of revelation from God, I must share this with you. This is one of those moments that I'm asking everybody to pay close attention, share this broadcast, like it, comment, ask me questions, because your questions are good questions as we seek to understand end times and Acharit Hayamim. If you have not had a chance yet, read my books, The New Hamas and the Fall of Edom. They're virtually available in every language. This week, we have a significant word found in the Torah. And I want to remind you that in Genesis through Deuteronomy, known as the Torah, it says that there never been a reason a prophet in Israel is Moses. When we study Torah, we study prophecy. And this Shabbat, when Israel received the Torah, we received perhaps one of the greatest prophecy for the coming of the Lord. Especially now that you're watching the events in Israel and the plans that Donald Trump is putting for Gaza. And you must ask yourself the questions, why are those plans are being revealed for us right now? What is the significance of this moment, and what does it have to do with the giving of the Torah on Mount Sinai? Friends, I'm about to reveal to you a significant prophecy today. If you have not had a chance yet, read this book, The Fall of Edom. You see, at the beginning of the portion, it says that Jethro have heard what happened to the Israelites. But the Torah doesn't tell us what he heard, what caused him to get up and to walk to Moses. The rabbi says that the entire story of the last days is dependent upon this reasoning, the rationale beyond Jethro. But by the way, his name means the remnant. His name is Yeter in Hebrew, but later on, a letter been added to his name when he went up to Moses, and his name changed from Jethro, or in Hebrew Yeter, to Yitro. A letter Vav has been added to his name. There's a great secret in this letter Vav. The Vav that is added to his name is from the Hebrew word Eliyahu, or Elijah. The rabbi said that the entire story of the salvation of Israel is not starting with Moses, it's starting rather with this Midianite priest named Yitro. This is a picture of what have we been learning in the scripture when Paul of Tarsus says that through the fullness of the Gentiles, the salvation is going to come to Israel. I want you to pay attention to this now, because you will understand exactly what is happening at this moment in the Middle East. And you will have to choose. You see, few verses before Jethro gets up, in Exodus chapter 17, verse 7, we read exactly what's taking place. It says that Amalek is going to get up and rise up against the Jewish people, and then they're going to come and attack them. And according to the book of Numbers, chapter 25, verse 17 and 18, they're going to attack them from behind. The name Amalek means Amalek, the people who chop the head, exactly what Hamas has done to Israel, the people who beheaded the Jewish people, and they're going to come from behind. And the rabbi said they're going to come through tunnels. Everything that is happening in October 7 has been prophesied. Now notice what's taking place in the Torah. Israel is stopping in a place called Masa and Meriva, meaning the place of feud and division. The division that Israel had among themselves as giving the power to Amalek to come and attack Israel. You're probably still wondering what this has to do with us today. Well, the Torah is telling us in Genesis chapter 36, verse 12, that Amalek have a very interesting grandfather. The grandfather of Amalek is none other than Esav, who is known as Edom. So if you look at the lineage, you have Esav, Eliphaz, and a grandchild named Amalek. The same spiritual root of Amalek, it's not a coincidence, friend, is found in the very beginning of the Torah. Now listen to this carefully. They came to a place called Rephidim, where they had the defeat by Amalek. The word Rephidim means in Hebrew Perudim. meaning they were separated. When Israel is separated from one another, when Israel is in a war with one another, friends, when that happens, it means that this is the time for the spirit of Amalek to come and surface and arise against Israel. And the rabbis of Israel said, and Jethro heard about what is taking place with Moses and the children of Israel in the very beginning of the portion. You see, just immediately after the terrible defeat of Amalek, what God reminded Israel, said, never forget what Amalek has done to you. Wipe the seed from the face of the earth. Why? Because Amalek, friends, represent the seed of Esav, which represent the seed of Satan himself. And the rabbis connected Jethro leaving. This is amazing. Jethro leaving Midian and going to meet Moses. They connected it with Ezekiel chapter 28, verse 24, when it says, it is known, according to this passage, that the seed of Esav, meaning Amalek, come to pain and cause great pain to Israel in all generation, from the very big first war to the final war of Gog and Magog. Are you listening to what I am telling you? What? The writings of the scripture is written that as the first victory, the first war, meaning the Mosaic, have to take place between Moses and Joshua. Exactly what the Torah says. It says that Moses and Joshua have to work together. Also, in the last war, meaning Gog and Magog, that we have to be redeemed through Messiah and Elijah together. It is the war that will have to be won from Messiah, son of Joseph, and Messiah, son of David together, which is rooted in the victory that will come from Yehoshua. Friend, how interesting it is that the name Yehoshua is the long name for the word Yeshua. This is absolutely incredible. It will come from the tribe of Ephraim. And during this time, the sign of return of Ephraim, listen to this, will be, because people ask all the time, who is Ephraim? How is this war is going to be won? If we have a picture of that with Moses and Joshua, is a picture of the Jew who is accepting the Gentile who is returning back to his original faith. And you're probably asking the question, what do you mean he's coming back to his original faith? He was the Kohen, the high priest of Midian. And the rabbi said, no, you don't understand it. Although he was a Midianite, inside of him, there was a Jewish spark all alone that was waiting to be activated. And when Israel suffered a war with Amalek, let's just change the name and call it the War of Gaza, because Amalek represents the Palestinians. That will be a trigger for the Jethro remnant to rise up and to surface up. Are you hearing what I'm telling you right now? The reason that Israel went through the calamity of October the 7th is for the purpose of the reason to see the uprising of the Jethro remnant who will carry the Vav and they will bring it back to Israel and to the Jewish people. In essence, there are two aspects of Messiah, the son of Joseph and the son of David, that will have to reconcile as one. And what the rabbis is explaining to us, that the picture of what is taking place here in the giving of the Torah could not have taken place without the Gentiles. And the Gentiles have the role of coming back, of returning and being restored back. And this is, friends, is the picture of the coming of the Messiah. When will Messiah will come? Friends, Messiah will come only when the Jethro remnant will see a great war that take place in Israel, and this war will cause them to want to come on in. Now do you understand why the war in Gaza took place and why it's taking place right now? That now President Trump, he say, choose, are you going to be with Israel or are you going to be with Palestine? Why? Because there is a calling and a responsibility and a challenge for the Gentiles come back home, to return to the root of their faith and discover what is found within you. This is amazing. And a matter of fact, it doesn't end there. Why is Moses still in the exile? Why do they go through this wilderness? Why do they have all this pain? The Talmud is giving us the answer for all of this. And it says this, and Jethro have heard. Psachim, chapter 80, page 87, it says the following. It said, Israel have been in exile for one reason. Israel have to suffer with Amalek for one reason. And what is this reason? It says, so that the sojourner, so that the grafting in remnant from the Gentiles will join them. Israel went to exile, went to Egypt. Israel suffered the wars like Gaza for one purpose. And the purpose is so that the Gentiles will convert themselves and return to the roots of their faith. You understand what's happening right now in Israel? You are hearing the report from Gaza. You are hearing the news. You are seeing the cruelty and the abuse and the demonic activity that is happening among the Palestinians for one reason. And Israel is suffering. But you have to understand that Israel is suffering is for your salvation, so that you will return back to the house of Israel. And the final calling is taking place right now. And it says the following, and I quote, the matter of the issue is the great spark that is so holy within them, within the Gentile, within Jethro, is waking them up. Something is happening after the war in Gaza. Look at this prophecy. Something is happening among some Gentiles, and they are waking up and they are returning to the root of the faith. Let me tell you something. If after October the 7th you are in the same place spiritually that you were before that, then you need to check your faith. Something is not right. We have to be in a different place. And where is this place? This place is with Moses. This place is with the Jewish people, because that is what's going to bring the Messiah in. Wait, there is more to this prophecy that is amazing. It says that the spark that is holy was so little, is so dim with the Gentile. It's like a baby that cannot be born, yet he have a desire, but he doesn't have the strength to born, the rabbis explained to us. And they say, in order for them to be born inside Moses, inside of Israel, they need to look at the holiness of Israel in order for Israel to strengthen them, to strengthen the remnant Gentiles to join to the Jewish people. Today, you need to look upon the Jewish people and find Jewish people who walk uprightly with God, who will strengthen you to be born again inside the house of Israel. Many of you today have a Jewish spark that is ready to be uncovered, and God is saying to you, uncover this Jewish spark. But in order to do that, Israel have to strengthen you. The Jewish people have to strengthen you. And you see, we need to strengthen you as Jews in order for you to bring the letter Vav to us, meaning the Messiah. Look at this shocking prophecy. In this prophecy, Jethro brings Zipporah back into the camp. Moses is divorced. Zipporah, the word Zipporah in Hebrew, the bird, is one of the names of the Messiah. This word in Hebrew, actually, poretz, is equivalent. The poretz is equivalent to Bi'at HaMashiach, the coming of the Messiah. Who is the one who is bringing the Messiah to Moses? It is Jethro. It is the Gentile. It's the mystery that Paul is speaking of in Romans chapter 11. A unholy, ungodly Gentile find inside of him the Jewish spark. And by bringing the Jewish spark back home, by his own self-awakening, he helped to redeem Moses until Moses reconciled with Zipporah, which is the name of the Mashiach. Salvation cannot come to the whole of Israel. Today there is a remnant of Moses that is waiting to be found, to discover Zipporah the Mashiach. But the only one who can bring Zipporah to the Messiah, to Zipporah, which is a picture of the Mashiach, by to reconcile it to Moses, just like Jacob reconciled with Joseph, he's the remnant Gentiles. Let me make it clear to you today. We are in the time of Exodus 17:7, 17:8. We are in a war with Amalek. And this war and everything that is happening right now in the Middle East is serve one purpose: to wake up the remnant of the nations, to bring back Mashiach to Israel. You, friends, are part of this Jethro prophecy, Jethro remnant, and Gaza war that is still going on even now with the hostages is for you to choose a side. Choose a side and bring a new name to Israel. You will no longer be called Yeter, but your new name will be Yitro, the remnant of Eliyahu. And who is it? Moshe and Joshua, who are going to be working together, a Jew and a Gentile, who are going to be working together in the last days like in the first days. Fulfill this prophecy, understand where we are. Do you hear the voice? Israel needs Mashiach right now. People ask me, when does it end? It's only going to end with Mashiach coming. And Moses is in great distress now. Cross over. Join to the Jewish people and join to the house of Israel. Fulfill the prophecies from Exodus 17:7, the war, to Exodus 18:1, when you're crossing over. And when you enter to the tent of the house of Israel, Mashiach returning together with you. God bless you. Shalom, everybody. Read the new Hamas, Fall of Edom, and the Rivka remnant. Share this video.